Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Good morning, Your Excellency. Honorable Vice President, Dr. Constantino Uvea Dominic Nikazino Chiwenga, the Minister of Defense and Chairman of the ruling party, Comrade Opazi Pange Uchemburi Kashiri, senior government officials here present, Executive Director for the Center for Sexual Health, HIV, AIDS Research, Zimbabwe, Professor Stanley Luchstas, Chair of the first International Climate and Health Africa Conference, Dr. Fortunate Machingura, World Health Organization representatives, experts from the research and academic fields, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it is a pleasure to address this gathering of the inaugural Climate and Health Africa Conference 2024. This conference is testimony to the nexus between climate change and healthcare. This historic gathering represents Africa's proactive stance on one of the most pressing issues of our time, climate change. It makes giant steps towards addressing the intersection of climate change and health in pursuit of a healthy and climate resilient continent. Your Excellency, the impacts of climate change in Africa are not just distant threats. They are a reality that affects our environment, our economies, and our healthcare systems. Africa is experiencing significant changes in climate patterns characterized by increased temperatures, erratic rainfall, and extreme weather events such as droughts, tropical cyclones, and flooding. The impact of climate change is a threat to our beloved motherland. Zimbabwe and much of Southern Africa are grappling with the recent 2023-2024 El Nino-induced drought that has led to crop failures, food and nutrition insecurity, and loss of livestock. This in itself is a clear testimony of the real threat to our region's socio-economic development aspirations. While efforts are at various stages in the global, regional, and national levels, I am excited about the proactiveness of the health sector to which we address climate change that has led to the convening of this regional conference. Your Excellency, as we welcome our delegates to this conference, I am excited to share that Zimbabwe launched its National Climate Change Adaptation Plan for 2024 to 2030 earlier this month. This action plan embodies our commitment to building resilience and reducing the vulnerability to climate impacts across key socio-economic sectors. The National Climate Change Adaptation Plan is a strategic guide for integrating climate adaptation into development, planning, and budgeting, outlining the interventions necessary to protect our ecosystems, communities, and significantly public health. The plan identifies sectors such as agriculture, water, health, forests, and biodiversity, infrastructure, human settlements, and tourism as highly vulnerable to climate change, and propose suitable adaptation actions for implementation towards climate resilience. The health sector stands out as a sector acutely affected by climate change, with rising cases of climate or sensitive diseases and the impacts of change having significant impacts on the development and well-being of human beings. Additionally, the government is in the process of enacting a climate change management bill to establish a strong legal framework guiding our efforts in climate change, mitigation, and adaptation. The health sector is one of the sectors for which we are making adequate provisions as we formulate this bill. Insights from this conference will certainly enhance mainstreaming of health in our climate change policies and legal frameworks. This bill recognizes the critical link between climate change and health, aiming to safeguard communities from climate-sensitive diseases, support climate-resilient health care infrastructure, and enhance early warning systems. The effective response to climate change calls for multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholder collaboration approaches aligned to global and regional climate change and health frameworks. As we promote climate change mitigation and adaptation, we aim to scale up climate-smart healthcare solutions, equip health care providers, and ensure that our communities have access to essential services. This includes adoption of renewable energy and energy efficiency in the health sector, enhancing water use efficiency, promoting climate-smart agriculture to promote nutrition, and bolstering early warning systems that serve as our first line of defense in protecting public health. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I wish to emphasize that the inaugural Climate Change and Health Africa Conference, the first of its kind in Africa, marks a critical step in addressing the pressing health consequences of climate change. Let this conference serve as a transformative platform to advance Africa's climate health agenda. I thank you.